Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another PGR reaction. Today we have Steel Heart as requested in the comments of last video by Mr. MP3. Apparently this one is by GhostFinal and D.Yi, and because of that, and frankly mostly the GhostFinal part, I was like, who else worked on this song? Just out of raw curiosity, open the description. azusaTaxhi's on this song. I love azusaTaxhi. I am so excited now that there's like multiple people I know. I swear I've seen something from D.Yi as well in the past. Maybe not, but the name feels familiar, so maybe I have. Either way though, I haven't been disappointed by PGR, so I'm not expecting that to start today. So I guess without further ado, let's hear what this song has in store, shall we? Let's go! Oh, okay. For a second there, I forgot that PGR does rock once in a while. I'm so used to their EDM basis of their music, you know? Ooh, nice rhythm section there. Ooh, really nice bass line there too. Oh. A little extra long drum fill there. I love that. I love that it goes just a little too much into like the next measure. Woo, a lot of feathering right there on the foot. That's really nice. Oh, man, they're nailing this. And these riffs. Oh, there's just... And the arpeggiated synths underneath it too. Just keeping that, like, that glue underneath everything else. A little cymbal dancing. Personal favorite of mine. I do that a lot. Ooh. Skip the beat there. They're doing a lot of like overstaying on the drums, or just straight up removing a beat or two every once in a while. Also really nice visuals too, just as a side note. I really like this lineless art right here. It's actually really well composed. The color contrast is... I'm getting distracted. Animator brain is fighting. I keep wanting to talk about multiple things. Ooh, wait a minute. Are they ending with like this? How far are we in? Oh, okay. Yeah, they are ending it like this. Oh, all right. Well, that changes the emotional weight, like the direction the song was going. I mean, obviously, with what's on screen now, that's honestly an unexpected direction. I did not think it was going to go here, or at very least stay with this after everything we just got. Way more cinematic here too. Lots of like percussive impacts instead of like a full drum kit. and a swell to let it just kind of dissipate off. Like, man, all right, I was vibing with it with the original genre. That metal was sick as hell, but then they're just like, no, this is a sad story. I respect the hell out of that. That's bold. So there's a lot more to this than I really expected going in. That ending section completely rocked my world, no pun intended, to the first part of the song. It changed everything I was expecting this song was gonna end up being, and just shifted everything and all of my experience watching the video and like seeing the characters and the visual parallels that were going on. Like, is the bird that girl that was dead at the end? Like, now I think so, because like she was there as like kind of a support during multiple shots in this, but the dragon is clearly the girl who's holding that girl at the end, right? Like, that's the parallel going on there. So I'm not entirely sure like how that relates. I'm sure it's a 1-to-1 for like the dragon is the girl who's standing and the bird is the girl who's dead. I'm very confident with that, but also I never would have put that together if they didn't show that final sequence, and I'm like, oh, like it just hit me, like it sank in a little bit slow, and that's devious. That's why I was saying it's very bold to do what they did, because I was so on this like high, this adrenaline high, this epic song I was listening to, and then they just hit you with that, and there's almost that like shock that hits you in the moment. I don't know what's going on with these characters and their backstories, but that moment took me a second to like really sink its teeth into me. I didn't really think much of it when it first showed up on screen. I was just like, oh, we're taking an interlude. Oh, and then it just started to sink in from there. Like, the second I saw her and the whole situation on screen, it then recontextualized everything I had seen up to that point. So now the story makes a lot more sense to me, and that's really fucking cool. And production-wise, this is amazing. It's multiple amazing guitar riffs, brilliant guitar work. Some of the rhythm section was just nuts. The rhythm guitar and the bass line in multiple spots. I was really, really shocked and impressed. The drums constantly in this one. I'm pretty confident they're programmed and it's not somebody actually playing them because of a few factors in here, especially with stuff like the feathered part, that spot where I was like, ooh, that feathered kick drum. That was definitely too strong to really be anybody who's playing it with like a single foot. If it was real, it would have to be done double foot, I think. I don't believe you can get that much pressure on a single foot, but that's just me getting into the technical babble of playing the drums, and I'm a really heavy single foot player. I have a very, very strong like single foot feather, but I don't know if I'd be able to get that much power out of it, so it's probably triggered at minimum. Either way though, brilliant writing for the drums here. Just great use of the blast beats in here and that speed exactly where it needed to be. It kicked you in the ass right when it needed to. It made you feel every single emotional cycle of this song, and then when it all went away and we got basically just the cinematic background of the piano, the guitar turned into strings, the drum kit turned into larger drums, that cinematic bass line of kit, and it's a completely different tone. And I really was shocked by that. I am still a little taken aback by that, but it's also such a brilliant piece for doing that. And just like, again, with that bold thing, you don't do that. You don't start with this big energy right out the gate, 100%. You're starting there, and then it's just holding at 100% the whole way through until something changes right at the end, and it keeps you there. It doesn't give you necessarily a payoff at the end either. They did have that swell to kind of release the tension of the music. That just makes sense when you're writing it. You want it to end on something that allows the listener to kind of be like, ah, there's the wash out, you know, that like dissipating feeling of everything just going away and the song is now over. But this song almost didn't do that. If it wasn't for that one swell at the end, this song would have left itself on a little bit of a cliffhanger, which in some ways might be more impactful, but I don't know if that was actually the intent for the song itself. I think the wash makes a lot of sense if it's supposed to be the girl carrying the other girl who's just kind of feeling that final like breath of the moment and just finally accepting and processing the information of what she's just been through and what she just experienced with losing this other person. So there is an emotional reason to do that, but I think just in the same, if they removed that swell and just kind of let it hang on that one note, it would have been just more impactful, but it would have changed the ending of the song from her accepting it to not accepting it, and that is a very distinct change to make. As minor of a detail as that is, it is important to make that distinction, so I'm really glad they did this because it answered questions I had in a way that felt a little bit more satisfying, but not necessarily ruining the character's storyline either. I'm assuming that they are paralleling that character, just kind of coming to terms with it in that moment, even though it was this emotional review of these times past. It's a lot, you know? And again, the boldness of starting at 100% and then ripping that away from you is exactly what I'm sure she was feeling. That strength, that invincibility, just being the badass she was and fighting and dealing with all this shit, going through all this shit, and then she kind of lost the person that was her rock in a way, and that crushed her life, you know, like maybe not entirely, and that's what I feel like that swell at the end was supposed to signify, her coming to terms with it. But in that moment when it happened, everything stopped. The mood shifted entirely, and there was no return to that prior glory in the song. It just let you hang on that until she had come to terms with it. You sat there with her at the grave, and you just let her figure it out. You let her emotional time pass, and it's just a lot. So this song, really fucking good. Multiple things that made the production of the music great, and a lot of it is story-based, but also a lot of it is also general production skill. The guitars, Azusa, amazing. I don't know who the other person listed was. That was also part of the guitar and bass. Brilliant job on either the guitar or the bass line. Again, all of it was just so good. The drums, brilliant. I have no arguments about anything in this song when it comes to general production and play skill. It is just that good. A brilliant track. I would, if it wasn't for that emotional bit, I would put this on like a workout playlist. It's got such an ass-kicking vibe, but you might have to cut out that bit at the end if you don't want to end up crying at the gym. So, you know, just, you know, play it to your own ear, but this is a really good song and an amazing emotional story. What a fucking good job on their part. But I think I will call it here. Thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to request something else from PGR, by all means, drop in the comments below and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if you just enjoyed this video and you want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that. And I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!